Hello happy crocheters, this is Lindsay from windingrowcrochet.com, and today I'm going to show you how to make this really pretty infinity scarf. If you like this tutorial, make sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. You can also follow me on Instagram and Facebook. For this project, we just need a few items. I am using Red Heart Super Saver stripes. This is a worsted weight size 4 medium yarn. And I believe I use about 7 ounces. So in this case, I am going to have to use 2 skeins. This is 100% acrylic, but you can use any kind of mix of fibers if you'd like. I'm also going to use a size H 5mm crochet hook, a yarn needle, and a pair of scissors. So we are going to get started by making a slip knot and inserting our hook into the loop. And you are going to want to chain. For an infinity scarf, you're going to chain 210. You're going to notice as we're doing this project that I am not making an infinity scarf. I'm actually going to make a smaller cowl just to save time for myself. And if you do want to make a cowl like I'm doing, you can chain 72. Any multiple of 3 would be just fine for this project. If you want to adjust the size of your scarf, that's just fine. Once you've completed your chain, we are going to half double crochet in the second chain from the hook. So I'm going to yarn over, I'm going to find the second chain from the hook, and I am going to work into the back bumps of the chain. I like this. I think it looks nicer, but if you find this really difficult, feel free to work into the chain any way that is comfortable for you. So I am going to work 1 half double crochet in the second chain from the hook and every chain across. You'll notice that we did not join this into a round yet. We are going to do that at the end of this row. When you reach the end of your row, go ahead and find the beginning of your row. Make sure not to twist your work, and we are going to slip stitch to the very first stitch. So I am slip stitching to the first half double crochet. A quick note, I do not count my turning chain as a stitch in this pattern, and we will always be working our first stitch into the same stitch that we slip stitched to. You'll notice that there's this kind of opening at the bottom of this row. We are going to fix that when we weave in our ends. Now let's start row 2. We're going to chain 1 and we're going to work a half double crochet in the back loop only of every stitch across. So go ahead and find your first stitch and we're going to work into the back loop only. So to show you this again, you're going to yarn over, find the top of your stitch. There's a V here. We're going to go down the center of that V and out the back so that there is only one loop over our stitch, over our hook, sorry. One loop over our hook, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, and complete your half double crochet. This is called working in the back loop only, and it's going to give us a nice little horizontal line across the row, and that is just for decorative purposes. So you're going to work a half double crochet in the back loop only of every stitch around. You're going to want to have a total of 209 stitches. When you reach the end of the row, we are going to slip stitch to the first half double crochet, and we'll be ready to start row 3. We are not turning our work. We are working in the same direction for every row. For row 3, we're going to create that pretty center texture. We're going to chain 1, and you'll notice I'm going to chain 1 and then I'm going to pull up on my loop. This is how I keep my turning chain from being noticeable. So I'm going to just pull up on this loop and I'm going to double crochet into the first stitch. Now we're going to skip one stitch, and in the next stitch we're going to work a cluster V-stitch. Don't worry, I will show you how to do it. I'm going to yarn over, insert our hook into that next stitch, and pull up a loop. 3 loops on our hook. We're going to yarn over and pull through 2 loops on the hook. You have 2 loops remaining, yarn over, insert our hook into the same stitch, and pull up a loop. 4 loops on our hook right now. Yarn over, pull through 2 of those loops, yarn over once more, and pull through the 3 loops on the hook. We have just created a cluster stitch. Now we are going to chain 1, and into the same stitch we're going to make another cluster stitch. So yarn over, insert our hook into the same stitch, and pull up a loop. Yarn over and pull through 2 loops on the hook. Yarn over, into the stitch, and pull up another loop. Yarn over and pull the loop through 2 loops on the hook. Yarn over once more and pull through all 3 loops on the hook. So we've made a cluster stitch, a chain 1, and a cluster stitch. Now we are going to skip 2 stitches, so 1 and 2, and we are going to make another cluster V-stitch in the 3rd stitch. I'm going to move a little faster this time. If you need to go back and watch the slower version, feel free to. But I'm just going to make another cluster V-stitch. So the first cluster stitch, a chain 1, and another cluster stitch into the same stitch. Yarn over once more and pull through all 3. So there are 2 cluster V-stitches. We're going to skip 2 more stitches and make another cluster V-stitch, and you're going to continue repeating this all the way around your row until you only have 2 stitches left unworked. When you have those 2 stitches left unworked, we've made our last V-stitch. We're going to skip 1 stitch and work a double crochet into the very last stitch. And then now we are going to slip stitch to the very first double crochet. So you can see how we've skipped 2 stitches all the way around, and in the very last we just skip 1 stitch. Now slip stitch to the very first double crochet to end your row. Now we're going to work row 4. Row 4 through 10 is exactly the same row, it's just a repeat row. We're going to chain 1 and pull up and double crochet into the first stitch. Now we're going to work a cluster V-stitch. We're going to work it into the chain 1 space in the center of the previous cluster V-stitch of the previous row. So working my cluster stitch into that chain 1 space, working my first cluster stitch, and then we're going to chain 1 and work another cluster stitch into the same chain 1 space, complete our cluster stitch, and then there's our first cluster stitch. So now we're going to move to the next chain 1 space in the center of that next cluster stitch of the previous row, and we're going to work another cluster V-stitch. And you are going to continue working cluster V-stitches in every chain 1 space all the way around your project. And there you have it, and just keep working around your project. Once you worked your last cluster V-stitch in the last chain 1 space, we are going to double crochet in the very last stitch. So it should be at the top of the double crochet of the previous row. And then you will slip stitch to the very first double crochet. You can see how that row worked up. Now we are just going to repeat row 4 until we have a total of 10 rows. So chain 1 and pull up, work a double crochet into the first stitch, and then work cluster V stitches in every chain 1 space around. Then when you get all the way around, you'll double crochet in the last stitch and slip stitch to the very first double crochet. So I'm going to go ahead and get to 10 rows, and then I'll show you how to finish up this scarf, or cowl if you're making the cowl. So here I am just finishing up the 10th row. I'm going to double crochet into the last stitch, and then I'm going to slip stitch to the very first double crochet. Now we're ready to work row 11, but if you'd like to make a thicker scarf or cowl, feel free to continue repeating this row. Just be aware that that does mean you're going to use more yarn than I listed at the beginning of this project. But to continue on with row 11, we are going to chain 1 and simply half double crochet in every stitch and chain 1 space around our project. So you can see I've worked at the top of the cluster stitch, I'm going into the chain 1 space, and then I'm working the top of the next cluster stitch. When you finish this row, if you want to check, you should have 209 stitches. And so just half double crochet in every stitch and chain 1 space all the way around. When you get all the way to the end, we are just going to slip stitch to the very first half double crochet. So we're trying to repeat what we did at the bottom of the scarf. This time we're going to chain 1. We're going to half double crochet in every stitch around, but this time in the back loop only. So again, go down the top center of the stitch and out the back so that you only have 1 loop over your hook, and then pull up your loop. Again, down the top of the stitch, down the top center, out the back, yarn over and pull up a loop, and create your half double crochet. So half double crochet in the back loop only of every stitch around. When you reach the end of this row, just slip stitch to the very first half double crochet, and your project is done. Go ahead and clip your yarn, leaving enough to weave in your end. Yarn over your hook and pull that yarn end through the loop. That will secure it off. You're going to want to weave in this yarn end and weave in the yarn end at the bottom. I'm going to show you how to do the bottom yarn end because it's a little different, being we need to join up the bottom of row 1. So just thread it onto a needle, find the bottom of both of your stitches, and just using a few stitches, attach the 2 bottoms of row 1 together, of that first and that last stitch. I like doing this because it helps me make sure that I don't accidentally twist my chain whenever I am working that first row, because if you slip stitch your chain together, it's possible that you might twist it. And so this just kind of guarantees that I don't do that. Now I'm going to weave in my yarn in. I'm going to go back and forth 3 times because this is an item that will get washed. And this working it back and forth 3 times will make sure that you don't accidentally have the yarn end come out while it's being washed. So just clip my yarn in, weave in any other yarn ends that I have, and your project is done. So I really hope you like this. I think it looks beautiful with striped or ombre yarns. And I hope you enjoyed the video tutorial. Make sure to check out my other video tutorials. And as always, thank you so much for watching.